Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle.
I want to ride my
bicycle, bicycle, bicycle.
I want to ride my
OFO, Mobike, O-Bike. These are probably names that are unfamiliar to you. But if you live in cities in the Oriental world with bigger populations, chances are you have seen them. They come in different colors, different quantities, made by different companies, but they're everywhere. The whole industry kind of blossomed in early 2016. Over the course of last year, the bikes have spread everywhere in mainland China. And obviously, being the financial center of the Southeast Asia, Singapore, where I stay, became one of the collaterals. At a first glance, the so-called bike sharing scheme that is provided by them are awesome. For all of the above-mentioned companies, all you need to do is to sign up with your phone number and pay the initial deposit of around $30. You're good to go. Use the dedicated app to unlock bikes anywhere, then you can ride the bike for 30 minutes at a cost of around 15 cents. That's a good deal, right? Well, sounds like one. In the past 2 years, the funding raised by OFO and Mobike combines to around $2 billion, and they have deployed in total more than 20 million bicycles in mainland China. Most importantly, the combined users of their services have accrued to more than 200 million people. I bet you didn't know this. I didn't know this either. Although this does absolutely not mean 200 million daily active users, because that would be crazy, this does mean 10 billion deposit money, which is no less crazy than 200 million daily active users. 10 billion with a B. I never realized this before I did the research for the video, so this begs the question. Is bike sharing legit? First of all, from the user's point of view, it seems that we have nothing to lose. Convenient services, cheap prices, easy-to-use applications. So the only legitimate criticism is that, do we really need services like this? I know that as someone who lives in Singapore, I don't at all. If you have ever been in Singapore, you probably noticed that we don't even have bike lanes nowadays. Singapore has one of the most sophisticated public transport systems in the world, and there is absolutely no place for bicycles. The reason is simple. Bicycles are not an efficient way to get people from one place to another. For cities like Singapore that value efficiency more than anything, bike is not a good option. Then you might want to ask, what about New York? New Yorkers must be busier than people in Singapore, right? Possibly. But the reason why New York is a good place for city bikes to prosper is because of its poorly designed public transport system. Then there's always the environmental advocate side of the argument. Bike is the future because it's greener. In fact, one of the mission statements of Mobike itself is to make the cities greener. But I do want to point out the biggest fallacy with this argument, which is our current capitalistic system. The system is built upon the desire to be more efficient and better. Hence, although I personally am pro-environment, I do think that in order to make practical improvements, we need to find a way to take advantages of capitalistic system, not the other way around. Meaning that protecting the environment should be the byproduct of a great service. Or in the case of Tesla, the whole company strives to make a great product that destines the demise of fossil fuels. One of the many reasons I love Tesla so much. However, going back to the bike sharing schemes, perhaps the most fundamental problem I had with it is that I'm not in agreement with the future it's prescribing to all of us. It wants us to ride bicycles anywhere. But as you guys all know, I'm the biggest advocate of autonomous driving. I think the technology is almost here. The price of the technology has also dropped significantly. So the future should be autonomous driving, not city bikes. Just this summer, Mobike has published its white paper outlining its two distinctive value propositions: protecting the environment and increasing our transportation efficiency in the cities. According to the white paper, because of bike share, total car trips have been halved, bicycle usage have been doubled, and illegal auto rickshaw usage is down 53%. Furthermore, it enhances connectivity to buses and subway stations, increases transportation efficiency, it does not increase pollution, lowers the urban carbon footprint, saves energy and saves spaces. Do you see the problem here? Bike share is a competitor to autonomous cars and the idea of transportation as a service. It is not to say that OFO or Mobike or O-Bike does not have a good business. It's just that I don't think the future should go to bicycles. I think it should be autonomous electric cars. As someone who worked for venture capital, I do not think the so-called bike sharing is a bad business. In fact, I would invest in those companies too. But I just don't think there is such a big market that these bike rental services companies can be worth $5 billion. Just to give you guys a little bit more context, at the beginning of its hype, they were considered to be the Uber of bikes, but people quickly realized that in fact, it's just bike rental services. So let me know in the comment section down below, what is your opinion on the Chinese bike sharing economy? Do you think it's legit? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.